Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to Spider-Man Week. Today, we're on our 6th day, taking a look at the last main normal-sized figure in the wave, Superior Spider-Man from Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man Green Goblin Wave. Alright, so we have the highly controversial Superior Spider-Man. This was when Doc Ock took over Peter Parker's body. I still find this concept really weird, but a black and red Spider-Man costume looks a lot better than I thought it would. That glare is atrocious. That being said, this is the last figure in the wave, number 6, before we get to Green Goblin himself, which will be a separate video tomorrow. And Superior Spider-Man, standard comic series packaging. And on the back, see a pretty cool pose with him. Superior Spider-Man. Doc Ock prolongs his life by implanting his mind in the body of Peter Parker. Using Parker's powers, will Doc Ock erase Parker's legacy and become the Superior Spider-Man? Well, that whole storyline's over now, so I don't know if they accomplished the goal. I didn't really follow it. But you can see all the figures we reviewed already and the Build-A-Figure that we'll be taking a look at tomorrow. And without further ado, let's take a look at Superior Spider-Man. Alright, so here we have the Superior Spider-Man. Now this is the perfect thing to put in a line of Spider-Man action figures. It's a nice variant, another Spider-Man costume to put in. It is pretty recent too, which makes it all worth it in my opinion. So anyway, Superior Spider-Man here looks pretty fantastic. I don't necessarily like the concept behind the whole character and costume, but I like the design of the costume. Black and red looks nice together. Plus he's got brown eyes that works better than Amazing Spider-Man's brown eyes, which were kind of oranges in hindsight, but oh well. He does use a different body mold than the Amazing Spider-Man in this wave, and that is nice. He's even got red on his bottom of his feet. This figure relies on paint, and the paint does not disappoint. Black lines everywhere. Looks really nice, glossy finish. Really, really cool looking. He's got these open hands, probably to show off the design. So he could hold something, but he includes nothing to hold, unfortunately. But that being said, he does have a ball joint neck that we've seen a few times this series. You got outward shoulder movement, 360 shoulders that need to work kind of weird. He's got that inward and outward shoulder articulation that Amazing Spider-Man had, and that's perfect for web slinging poses. And the paint is all there to make that work. Yay! Thank you, Hasbro. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. Wrist swivel, wrist bend, ab crunch that has paint to accompany it on both sides, thank you Hasbro, waist joint, outward leg movement, forward leg movement, thigh swivel, double jointed knees, ankle pivot, and tilt, so hooray. Overall, he can really assume quite a bit of poses, and he has the same articulation as the Amazing Spider-Man does, with a pretty unique and interesting costume design. I have not seen a red and black Spider-Man in a long time. And by in a long time, I mean not really ever. He does like to blend in into shadows really well, which gives him this kind of ninja look too. But speaking of hands, great segue, huh? He does come with 2 alternate web-slinging posing hands, which work even better than the ones with the Amazing Spider-Man. I'm just going to show the other one because I'm going to leave him posed like this. Well painted too. They're much more defined in the posing, much less human-like. But that's because he's a comic series character. So overall, a figure I wasn't really looking forward to getting as much because I didn't like the concept, but having him in hand makes me really like him and appreciate the design. But, you know what? For those fans of Superior Spider-Man, because I know there's a lot of them out there, this is a great figure and a good representation of the Superior Spider-Man costume from the comic books. And he's a bit sturdier and more robust than Amazing Spider-Man, so he does get points there. He also comes with the Green Goblin's right leg. And a fly just landed on my hand. Will you leave me alone, fly? Will you? Anyways, so there's the Green Goblin's leg. But overall, I definitely recommend this figure even as a standalone. He's the most common figure I've seen. A lot of places have only one figure, and it'd be Superior Spider-Man. And I picked up mine at Walmart because it was surprisingly not at the Kmart that was closing. But that being said, a definitely recommended figure. He's really good, and if you want a good Spider-Man action figure and you don't want to just get another red and blue Spider-Man, this is definitely one that's pretty unique. So, we have finished our reviews of these standard basic figures for the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Spider-Man wave. So now, it's time to build the Goblin. So stay tuned for tomorrow, where we take a look at the Build-A-Figure of this wave, the Green Goblin. Anyways, be sure to check out HeroTaku.com for news and more. Until next time, saying goodbye.